A former beauty pageant queen from Lafayette, Indiana, is being indicted in a Mexican cartel's drug trafficking scheme. 34-year-old Glenis Zapata was the first Latino pageant winner from Indiana ever to make the top 10 within the U.S. pageant. In 2011, she was named Miss Indiana Latina. She graduated from Lafayette High School in 2009, and 2 years later, she won her pageant. According to a local paper, Ms. Zapata said the pageant highlighted the culture and the values of the Latino community. May 16, 2024, a federal indictment was handed down following an investigation that started in 2021. Federal authorities seized one of the private planes loaded with cash that Ms. Zapata was currently employed on as a flight attendant. 3 of the operatives on the plane, who have now been identified as active cartel members, were arrested. They seized 175 pounds of Coca-Cola, and no, I'm not talking about the drink, in an SUV, and 44 pounds in some luggage near a hotel in downtown Chicago. The report says in all there was 230 pounds confiscated, but my math says that it was 219, but I don't know. The plane had been flown from Mexico to Houston, where the Coca-Cola was loaded, before continuing to Gary Airport. Glenis Zapata was arrested in Chicago on a grand jury indictment and charged with 2 federal counts of money laundering. Now, her lawyer, Michael John Petro, made a statement, and he said that this has been devastating for her, and they arrested her right after she dropped her son off from school. Now, not only did Miss Glenis get herself into a heap of trouble, she involved her sister as well. Now, her sister's name is Glenis Zapata, and she was pushing that weight too. So her sister worked for a bank in Indiana. Her and her co-worker, Georgina, was helping her launder money by swapping low-denominational bills for higher ones, and they've all been named in the grand jury indictment, along with 18 other suspects that were arrested when the federal police took down the leader, Oswaldo Espinoza, a.k.a. the Scrambler. The M&F Scrambler. Now, don't let the name fool you, because they say the Scrambler was one of the Fed's most wanted fugitives. Now, the 51-year-old Oswaldo Espinoza, a.k.a. the Scrambler, between 2018 and 2023, with the help of Ms. Zapata and their 18 other crew members, they moved drugs from Mexico to Chicago and several other cities using warehouses, garages, and fake business fronts. Now, Mr. Espinoza, the alleged ringleader, the kingpin of a multi-million-dollar Mexico-based drug trafficking ring that flooded the U.S. streets with thousands of kilos of that Coca-Cola, according to the latest federal indictment filed on May 16th. Now, they say the Scrambler recruited seemingly ordinary ordinary under-the-radar workers like Zapata as a part of his criminal enterprise to hide money and drugs. And federal agents said that they seized more than 1,775 pounds of Coca-Cola, $7.8 million in drug proceeds from the ring at locations across Chicago, Indiana, Tennessee, and Maryland. And the federal government is also seeking to confiscate a second plane from the co-founder, Ricardo Tello. Now, he's a dual citizen of Mexico and the U.S. Now, Glenis and her sister, they both have been released on bail. Their bail was set at $20,000 apiece. Now, the latest filing, March 16th, which it included Miss Glenis' charges, and it detailed that she was involved in 8 drug trafficking operations from 2021 to 2023 and 15 cash transports between November 2019 and March 2022. I just think this is wild. I mean, to go from a beauty pageant, I know that was like 13 years ago she was a beauty pageant, but just, wow, the cartel, that's a dangerous game to play, ma'am. And the fact that she has her sister involved too, and both of their lives are going to be changed, including her son. Now it could be that her sister got recruited, and and then she pulled her in. Could be the other way around. I don't know. But I was looking all over to see if this woman was married and find out a little bit more about her personal life, but I couldn't really find anything. Even if she's a single mom and she's just trying to make money to take care of her son, ma'am, there's other ways. There's other ways. People don't have to do this. And I don't feel sorry for people to do it either. I don't feel sorry for none of these people that's got caught selling drugs and they go to jail, because you're affecting people's lives, you're tearing apart families, and of course no one's making the people do the drugs, but you're still selling poison to people. You're still pushing poison out, and that doesn't make it okay. That doesn't excuse you. I hate when I see people saying, well, I didn't make them take it, but nobody made you sell it neither. Because I've seen single mothers, come work at the hospital, and they go get a little technical degree, like a CNA or a scrub tech license or something like this, these are women that I have seen from impoverished neighborhoods, from the hood. They will go get them a little technical degree and work their way up, and then 4 years later they got their bachelor's degree, and they do all of that while being a single mom. I have watched women work night shift and put themselves through school and while having kids. So it's really not an excuse for people to be out here involving themselves with criminal organizations like the cartel, or any type of gang, any type of situation where you have to pump poison out on the street. And then it's fentanyl. I was just watching a documentary on fentanyl, and Denver is having a hard time right now. I mean, it was so many parents on there, giving these testimonies about how their kids took a half of a fentanyl pill and went to sleep and didn't wake up. I mean, I stopped counting at like 23. Like these pills are unaliving teenagers. It's these dangerous drugs. People are putting their own concoctions together, and people don't know what they taking. Even like some of the marijuana, they're saying people are lacing it with fentanyl. So yeah, it's just disgusting to me. And I don't, like I said, I don't feel bad for anybody that's involving themselves with criminal organizations like this, because these people are dangerous and they're pushing dangerous substances out to the public. So hopefully Miss Zapata get her life together and find Jesus.